Tyson Food unceremonially closed two major plants in the state of Missouri after telling our workers and farmers they would remain open. They canceled contracts with our farmers, putting many of them into bankruptcy. They fired all of the workers, sending many of them into destitution. And what we learned instead is that Tyson is happy to hire and use illegal, I mean, hire is the wrong word. They're happy to use illegal child labor in their supply chains. So they're punishing Missourians. They're closing our plants, they're breaking our contracts, but they're hiring illegals and they're using child labor. So let me just ask you, are you familiar, broadly speaking, with these reports as it regards Tyson and other poultry processors? What actions would you anticipate taking to ensure that illegal child labor is not possible in this country in the year 2025?
Well, Senator, there's a lot of ways in which the department can focus on continuing to do, as Secretary Chavez DeRemer mentioned, to double down on enforcing against oppressive child labor.
Welcome back, Patriots, to another hard-hitting episode of the Patriot Lens, where we expose the lies, defend the Constitution, and fight for the soul of our great republic. Today, we're diving into something that should outrage every red-blooded American, something that hits the core of who we are as a nation: child labor abuse, corporate betrayal, and the Biden administration's assault on religious liberty. Let's talk about what Senator Ho just exposed in a Senate hearing. Whistleblower reports showing that Tyson Foods, yes, the so-called American meat giant, is allegedly using illegal child labor in their plants. You heard me right. Children. Working in processing plants under brutal conditions. What are we, a third world country? Meanwhile, what does Tyson do? They shut down two major plants in Missouri, plants they promised to keep open. They broke contracts with hardworking American farmers. They fired loyal employees. And for what? To hire illegal labor. To exploit children. Folks, if this doesn't make your blood boil, check your pulse. Tyson lied. They lied to Missouri. They lied to the American people. And the CEO has the nerve to smile on TV while Missourians go bankrupt. This is corporate betrayal at its worst. Now let me be clear, this is not about business. This is about morality and sovereignty. You don't build your profits on the backs of children, especially while destroying the livelihoods of American citizens. This is why we need leaders like Senator Ho, who called it what it is: criminal, infuriating, and downright un-American. We should be investigating these companies to the full extent of the law. And not just Tyson. Any corporation that dares to put foreign interests or illegal operations ahead of American values and workers needs to be held accountable. Where is the Biden administration on this? Alright. Too busy ignoring the southern border crisis they created, which enables this kind of child exploitation in the first place. Their failure to enforce immigration law is allowing these megacorporations to exploit vulnerable children for profit.
Senator Hawley.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Congratulations to the nominees. Thank you all for being here. Mr. Rogers, let me start with you. As you might know, on the 6th of May, I sent a letter to the Secretary, Ms. Chavez DeRemer, on a topic that's extremely important to me and to my state, and that's illegal child labor. I relayed to the Secretary whistleblower information that I have received from an employee at Tyson Foods, alleging that that individual employee had witnessed underage labor in a Tyson's plant. That same whistleblower also had information regarding other underage employees at other plants, and this is by no means an isolated incident. The New York Times even has done a comprehensive series of stories on underage illegal child labor in various poultry processing plants around the country, including Tyson Food. Now, I'll tell you why it's particularly irksome to me, because Tyson Food unceremonially closed two major plants in the state of Missouri after telling our workers and farmers they would remain open. They canceled contracts with our farmers, putting many of them into bankruptcy. They fired all of the workers, sending many of them into destitution. And what we learned instead is that Tyson is happy to hire and use illegal, I mean, hire is the wrong word. They're happy to use illegal child labor in their supply chains. So they're punishing Missourians. They're closing our plants, they're breaking our contracts, but they're hiring illegals and they're using child labor. So let me just ask you, are you familiar, broadly speaking, with these reports as it regards Tyson and other poultry processors?
Senator, I'm generally aware of the reports, but not the particulars that you mentioned.
Well, following my letter to the Secretary, the acting head of the department, the division that you are now nominated to fill, responded to me and said the following: protecting children against illegal child labor is one of the top priorities of the department and the Wage and Hour division. Wage and Hour investigates every actionable complaint, tip, and referral about child labor violations, takes those allegations very seriously. He went on to say that the Wage and Hour division is engaged, I'm quoting now, the Wage and Hour division is engaged in ongoing investigations of Tyson Foods and its contractors under the FLSA. So here's my question for you. Should you be confirmed, will you continue WHD's open investigation of Tyson Food?
Well, Senator, I can't comment without knowing more of the details, but I certainly commit to continue to investigate offensive child labor wherever it may be.
Okay, good. And let me just ask you a little more specifically, what actions would you anticipate taking to ensure that illegal child labor is not possible in this country in the year 2025?
Well, Senator, there's a lot of ways in which the department can focus on continuing to do, as Secretary Chavez DeRemer mentioned, to double down on enforcing against oppressive child labor. And one of those ways is to use the resources that we have and to use the data that's available to drive down where those violations are most likely, take tips such as yours, and to move forward as aggressively as possible to make sure that we can eradicate unlawful child labor in this country.
I just want to emphasize to you that this issue is of the highest importance to me. I think it is absolutely unconscionable that we have child labor being used widely by these mega corporations, and I'm particularly incensed that it has happened to the detriment of Missouri workers. I don't like being lied to, and I will tell you that the CEO of Tyson Food has lied to me, and he has lied to the people of my state. And I don't like it being lied to and then having the law broken in front of my face, flouted in front of me. As a former prosecutor, it irritates me, it rankles me, it infuriates me. And I want to see some justice here. I want to see justice for the kids who are being illegally employed. And yeah, I want some justice for the Missouri workers who were tossed out in the cold because Tyson Food has chosen to found its supply chain on illegal labor and child labor. So I just want to underscore for you that this is the highest priority for me. And if you are confirmed, I'll look forward to working with you on it. I can promise you, you'll hear a lot about it from me.
I look forward to that, Senator.
Great. Mr. Berry, the Biden administration in 2023 rescinded the Trump administration's previous rule on religious exemptions for federal contractors and subcontractors, as I'm sure you're aware of. The effect of that was to strip away protections that ensured that faith-based organizations didn't have to violate their consciences in order to compete for federal contracts. My question is, does DOL plan to reinstate the implementing legal requirements for that previous rule? Will you put back in place the protections?
Senator, religious liberty, including in the practice of business and contracting, is of the utmost importance under the Constitution and my personal views. That will be, I think it's a serious issue that will have to be worked into the department's larger plans for federal contractors. But
will you advocate for it?
I will absolutely support robust protections for religious liberty.
Good. Well, I see my time's expired, and I never go over my time, Mr. Chairman. That's a joke. I'm sure the other nominees are just devastated I didn't get to ask you questions, so I'll have some more questions for you for the record. Congratulations to all of you. Thanks for your willingness to serve. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
It's 2025 and we still have illegal child labor in America? Shame on us. Shame. Yes. We have the technology, the manpower, and the moral obligation to end this now. The nominee, Mr. Rogers, promised to go after child labor violations. But I say, don't just promise. Deliver. Patriots are watching. We must demand that Congress and the Department of Labor go scorched earth on these investigations. Fines aren't enough. Jail time. Asset seizures. Public accountability. That's what justice looks like for these exploited kids and the workers Tyson left behind. Now, let's pivot to something just as serious. The Biden administration's war on religious freedom. Senator Ho asked a great question. Why did Biden's team rescind President Trump's rule that protected faith-based contractors from being forced to violate their religious beliefs? This was a bedrock protection for Christian businesses, churches, and organizations competing for federal contracts. And what did Biden do? Strip it away. What? Because they want to force everyone to bend the knee to the radical left's social agenda. Mr. Berry, one of the nominees, gave a pretty political answer. He said religious liberty is important but didn't commit to bringing back the protections Trump implemented. that tells you everything you need to know. Lip service isn't enough. We need action. Patriots, we are in a spiritual, cultural, and political war for the heart of America. This isn't just about child labor or contracting rules. It's about who we are as a nation. Do we stand for children's safety? Do we protect our workers and farmers? Do we honor religious liberty? Or do we let corrupt corporations and power-hungry politicians sell us out? We must fight back. Support leaders who speak truth like Senator Ho. Demand investigations. Boycott corporations that betray us. And never forget, your voice matters. If you're as fired up as I am, like this video, subscribe to the Patriot Lens and share this with every American who still believes in faith, family, freedom, and justice. We're not backing down and we're not going anywhere. This is the Patriot Lens. Stay sharp, stay free, and God bless America.